like my son now born, they will not know Machel the way we know him.
Yeah.
So when I sit there with David Rudder, Fred like hell, he relevant. I say yeah. Same thing with Trick and all. He said them relevant. I say relevant. Let me show you. They're young. How they gonna know?
Good morning.
So we haven't published an episode on Monday morning in over a year, right? We took a break.
Yeah.
But what happened in the podcast space since then?
Plenty, boy.
Plenty, boy.
Plenty, boy.
Plenty.
Real things happen.
I feel like as we start posting, man, I was like, bet.
Yeah, boy. That's
I will
wait,
get
boy.
the biggest guest in the entire universe.
Yeah. Moses.
Yeah.
Right? Jesus. Everybody came, boy.
So if you can't beat them, we have to join them.
Correct.
So he interviewed every single buddy in Trinidad, but we interviewing him. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monday Morning Podcast, Corie Sheppard.
Correct is right.
Thank you very much. Big fan of the show. Glad to be here. I watch
Yeah,
every episode.
yeah.
Every episode.
All the oldies.
Thanks for the space.
Yes.
Oh, man. I mean, big fan of your show is an understatement.
Appreciate it.
And I think we, speaking on behalf of the entire Caribbean, I would say, for now, your show is so important.
Correct.
And so needed. And it had a space, he was right.
Yeah.
Thanks for the little pause, you know what I mean? I used to complain on all your pause, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
we just try to make space for the youth today.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. Succession planning.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So Corie, I need to know from you, first of all, how have you been? Tell me, what would have just sparked this Corie Sheppard podcast? What would have been the, I guess the idea that came with this podcast coming to fruition?
Well, first, having a good day. I appreciate it. And again, thanks for having me here. In terms of what sparked it, COVID, just like everybody else, I was
Right.
home, you know what I mean? And you had to find a creative outlet.
Yeah.
And work with my dad. I have a company with my father for a long time. And we were fortunate to be able to stay open during COVID, but
Okay.
the administrative team, we home.
Right.
And I always liked and loved talk radio. I love stand-up comedy. I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy as well. And I like to talk.
Right.
So somewhere when I was really young, I write down all the jobs that have talking involved, and I said,
Right.
"These what I'm going to do for a living." And I spent some time in courses doing understanding broadcasting and that kind of thing. And eventually, I realized I ain't going to work for nobody. I don't like it. You know what I mean? So I said, let me just buy a mic and figure out one of these boards and just start,
I could tell that you are a big fan of the medium radio and
Yeah.
happy when you're doing it.
I am. Most of the time, you know what I mean? It's hard to do every week. I try to make sure that I'm out there every week because I know what it feels when you have a favorite radio station and then miss the morning show. You come to your mornings and they land Tony in there.
Yeah.
Or you have a podcast and they miss a week. You know what I mean? I just say.
You talk about us?
No, internationally, not global stand. Anybody, once you miss a week, I upset.
Yeah.
So I try to make sure that I'm out there every week. So I have to like it to be able to do it.
And did you find inspiration? Well, you said Dale and Tony. Who are those people that would have, really made you say, listen, this is probably what I want to get into?
Ooh, plenty of people, boy. Plenty of people. Dale and Tony, definitely, because when I was really young, I was listening to them all the time. JW and Blaze, when that was a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Most, especially morning radio, people who were doing that Rachel Price and the Tim and Richard Trumpet. But I also really look a lot at the global spaces.
Right.
So I love the Breakfast Club. I would sway in the morning. I try to learn from all of them. And I like interviews generally.
Yeah.
So I like to see a different side of the person or the artist or the performer or whoever it is.
Right.
And so just picking up things from them, and just admiring that and hoping that maybe one day I could do it at some level of quality.
Yeah. So you name your show Corie Sheppard, right? And I was like, I was trying to figure out who, when I first saw it, I was like, first of all, I know what it is like to pay for a studio and all of that. So the man is committed. He's very committed to it. And I started to see Corie Sheppard podcast, I guess, the same way how everybody sees it, right? We know the YouTube, we know the Black, we know the affordable imports. But then, after the Machel episode, I did a deep dive and I realized, you publishing, like you have over 300 episodes.
Yeah. 5 years.
Yeah.
It's COVID.
Yeah.
So I started off home by me. It really started off with me just home and doing it at that cadence.
My question for you is, it wasn't always good. how were you comfortable with that?
Boy, listen, I find it was always great. And I don't ever find it good enough. At the same time, you know, one thing I know is I going to put it out. Well, I tell my son this all the time. Well, I going to finish.
Yeah.
You understand? And I don't find all the interviews good. I don't find, like, listening back to some of the episodes is like,
Really?
the audio quality, the video quality. I have episodes on YouTube where the screen now on because I forget to take off the lens cap.
Wow.
Wow.
I have about 50 episodes with audio only. You know, they ask me about video and that's I don't know how to use a camera.
Right.
And when I done, brother, I done it. Me starting over. I took maybe 8 hours to record the first episode, which was an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
Figuring out the board and then starting 100 times because I don't like how it's sung. And I over that now, you know. When I start, I don't care. I'm going to finish.
Yeah, I think that's a superpower.
I don't know. And even when you say the name, right? The name was me getting out of my own way. Because I had a bunch of names written on paper. I couldn't figure out what to call this thing.
Right.
And I only knew you needed a name after I finished record. The 8 hours I was sleepy. And I say, if you go and sleep and you don't publish, you will wake up and try to record it over again. So just call it Corie Sheppard Podcast for now. And if you go back, the original image still on YouTube. It's me looking down on my phone, just trying to figure it out. As I say, you know what? Do it. What's going to happen?
Yeah, I think you're saying that so casually, and this again is another superpower you have. Like you say, you're so insightful, but so casually. Like I think sometimes we could kind of miss it. But you are saying in a calm way everything, and every guru is be shouting at people. Like just do it. Like make it and put it out. Make it and put it out. Show up consistently. And I mean, we could agree, right? Like, look at what he has to show for it.
Yeah.
That's impressive, bro.
Yeah, that's important to me, honestly. I mean, and I be talking to myself, I'm not trying to tell anybody what they should do. Because I don't want to do it. A lot of times, whatever the it is, I don't want to do it. But, boy, listen, I know when I start, I will finish.
Yeah.
So my fight is to just start. And once I start, I'm gonna finish.
Yeah. And from what I hear, there's that you don't have to have everything in place, right? A lot of people are stuck with this paralysis of analysis. Do I have to have this, that, I have to go on this course? You just needed to get the right equipment and just start on consistently. And look at where you are now, having a team. You have a team with you.
I have a team now, boy. Imagine that. Most of them episodes you just look at is me alone in this. But only no Conrad and them gone. When you set up, they're gone.
Like, hey, we the back room.
It's me alone, and I nervously trying to talk to people who I admire and looking up to, you know. Wow. So I don't think, I agree with what I say 100%. I don't think you need anything.
Agreed.
I listen to myself when I say, okay, you need this to do something. You need that. You need a car. You need that. You don't need... And listening to it really to say that is for me, is avoidance. I know myself well enough. I'm avoiding doing anything.
Right.
You know? Perfectionism is procrastination propped up by pride. Like you only want to make it perfect because you don't want to suffer the consequences. If somebody say it bad or something.
Well, it's something you said just before we start, which is true. Even if I feel it perfect, somebody gonna tell me how terrible it was in the end. Let's get it every episode. Every episode somebody said how bad it was.
And that's why I said it bad, to see what he was going to say.
Yeah.
And again, your answer surprised me. You was like, I find it was great.
Yeah.
And I know where you're coming from, because you're not talking about the audio quality. You're talking about the process of thinking about this, showing up, doing it.
It finished.
Yeah.
The audio quality, I mean, I hear it. The audio quality is bothering me the most. And boy, oh my God, it's bad. I respect you all for that. I hear episodes with you all from doing it too. Because keep in mind that some of the things I started doing, I get exposure. I done watching all already. I looking up to all doing. There's no world I in where I go be here talking to all here. Don't put out it.
Good.
But I respect the fact that I know now that all you sit down, all you watch it, all you know, boy, this was an issue, this could be better, all you publish that thing.
Yeah.
I rate that.
And the other thing for me, I think, again, like, guys, just look who I'm sitting between, right? You have giants of getting it done. Like Kivo, we laugh at his camera quality every single.
They do.
And I own a marketing agency.
Yeah.
He's my friend.
Yeah.
He could get this at any time. But now he's like, you know what, Kyle? Nah, we don't need this time. I'm doing this way.
Put it out.
Yeah,
Put it out.
Putting it out is so important.
The way I see it is that people often look past technicalities if there's depth of value.
Absolutely.
So if the value there makes you change your perspective on something, nobody going to study that Kivo have darkness in the back and a light shining. is what he is saying something that's valuable to me, I can endure the fact that the quality is not that good, right? But if you are telling me something that is superficial that I don't need to know, and it added to that there's poor quality, I can scroll past.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So
you
I
listen.
also see it as about your work.
Yeah.
Every episode to me is one of 10,000. They ain't go, how they gonna be perfect?
Yeah.
And I've walked to the studio feeling terrible.
Yeah.
You know, on the team about the way an episode come out, and I see people say that's the best episode we
Yep,
had. So,
yep.
so why? I mean, Queen's team is going to record herself in whatever conditions.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she consistent.
I remember because we've tried to use you as an enemy. I was telling them like it had to make him an enemy because he's such a nice guy.
Great guy.
Man is a great guy. But we need like if we're Michael Jordan, we need to make up an excuse to play the game.
I cool with that. I like that. I find everything competitive.
Yeah.
I just watch everybody. Let me say that here too.
Yeah.
I watching everybody.
Same.
I watch all my numbers. I watching everybody.
Absolutely.
Numbers. And I watch all the interviews too. Like you'll hear if you listen to Junior Leader, I reference both of you. I find it to be an excellent. I do that a lot. Okay. If in research I see an article or interview for somebody who I'm going to talk about, and I find it was well done, I will try to point to that interview or reference that interview. Even if it's only one person listening, it's not like I'm trying to help anybody else numbers, but it's just a respecting. And your interviews are excellent.
Okay, we're not taking on any more compliments. He's trying to flip it. He's trying to interview us. No, we interviewing you, Corie. Back off.
So, in terms of your research, because I know that you do some deep dive research and there's an art of asking questions, because I realize you let them talk. You allow them, but you give them questions that are so well put together that they don't even need another prompt in between. They just lengthily talk about whatever you ask. So how do you curate those kind of questions?
Boy, well, the honest answer is I don't know necessarily. Like a lot of the feedback I get from people, because when I see what you all do, I know the quality of your work in marketing, and I study marketing, by the way.
Okay.
And I see your quality of your work on social media, on stage and things. So when people like you all tell me they think good, now I start to listen.
Right.
Because at first it's my mother and them tell me good.
Yeah.
As your only son, you know. I should only hope for good, comfortable retirement.
Yeah.
So when people start to say that, I start to go back and strip down episodes now, listen back to it to see, because I'm not sure what exactly I'm doing. I've been very, very nervous.
Yeah.
I hear it a lot in the first, sometimes half hour, some of the early interviews where it's just, it's me just trying to, or people complain that I'll keep my hand by my mouth. Sometimes my mouth trembling.
Yeah.
And I want David Rudder release, I want to distract him. You know?
Wow.
But I will say that I do a lot of research before each interview. I try to watch what the person doing on social media, what other interviews they do. Is much easier to when the people have written things, because you know, you can skim through a written thing.
Yeah.
But a video, you had to watch it. So I start to learn the person in terms of, and I decide now, okay, what do I want you to talk about to my audience?
Right.
And I think the main thing I want for my audience at all times is, where's the success story?
Right.
So I try to point to places where you stumble, or where you know, because it's the truth about any success story.
Correct.
It's not smooth. I try to talk to youths in every episode, you know. Somebody fighting you down, somebody must fight you down. The way you do stop.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I try to talk to people about those things. So what I do really is, going back to UE days, I had something I used to call a weight mark, right? And I was studying for exams, because I was studying whole term in the class, sort of.
Yeah.
And what will happen is, when it's exam time, you have 2 hours to answer these questions and things. And I used to kind of write bullet points on every topic that I want to answer. And I had to bring it down to 1 page. That's my Wade Mark.
Right.
I get that because I see Wade Mark in the car with a whole set of books. He was doing the MBA the same time as me.
Right.
And he had the whole course in the car, and I was like, that's a bad idea. He never passed. I have it down to 1 sheet for me.
Yeah.
So before every episode, I have a Wade Mark there, really just studying, because I don't want to be on my phone and I don't want the notes.
Right.
So I try to remember now, okay, these are the things I had to talk to Keith about. And from there, to tell you the truth, I just listen, you know. Because if you cover my answer, that is one less question for me to ask.
Gotcha.
So I let it go and go and go.
Cool.
And what I really listening for, to be honest, and this is from studying the episodes, I don't know if it was deliberate, but I try to listen now for, if I wanted to talk to Junior Lee about the accident, which I heard on him talk about here. I just listening for what he say if he can go there that could help me transition to talk about that.
Gotcha.
Because that's a difficult topic.
Okay.
You know? So the difficult topics I spend a little more time studying, and I kind of have a very planned approach if somebody have a very controversial thing or a very emotional thing. I want to control what point at the episode we talk about that. Because don't like to talk about it too early.
Yeah.
And I can't leave people with your mother getting an accident. I have to close on a high note. I
Right.
try to.
Yes.
So
Okay.
other than that, I really just trying to remember my notes, and trying to listen for where I go.
No, but we could tell that you are very well researched, and there's a Sean Evans quality about you as well as the host of Hot Ones.
Oh, really?
I am always annoyed by him because I'm projecting my own ego on him, and I'm like, why are you so lame? Why do you agree with the guests all the time?
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not, but people love him and compliment him all the time because he is just a vessel. He matches the energy. He creates space, and you do that so well.
Yeah, I
on
didn't
your
know I was
podcast.
doing that. But you're right. Like when I look back at it, and there's something I'm concerned about. That's why I have guests from some industries, and some industries are afraid. It could come across as an endorsement. Like I get this thing all the time. Like I humanize the person. I was like, the person human.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't want to have people there when I will be very prepared and I will ask the questions, but it will come across like if I supporting your mission or party or whatever it is. So I know that is I don't want to call it a flaw.
Something you're aware of that.
I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to show the success story of the individual. That is at purpose.
Okay.
So I don't want to necessarily dwell too much on the failure and the thing, because I believe that people who succeed don't dwell too much on it. They just get up.
100%.
So I don't want to keep the interview in a space where, so if it's politicians, for instance, who have controversial things, and I see what happened to Joe Rogan and Trump, and I don't want to, and I'm not that guy. I go and laugh, kiki with everything you say, and then take pictures, and I don't want to have that controversial type interview. I don't know if it's for me.
Now, in terms of, you the individual, obviously, like for me, I knew that I came from an environment that we love to talk and, we were witty, etc. So would you say that you grew up in a house or environment that kind of formed you into how easily you do this right now?
Tell us about your childhood.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Listen, 100%. I grew up in a house in St. James where I say 13 people and my mother say a short change in the house. It was plenty of us, grand uncle and great uncle and cousins and thing. And you had to kind of be a little sharp.
Right.
You had to. I always remember the first day I cussed in my life. That's the most empowering day I ever feel. As a shy little fella, I was cowardly and shy and thing.
Yeah.
Because you living on the block in St. James, you get in old talk and thing, and boy, the day I cuss him, I feel so good. I say, all right, well, I felt like maybe that's the day I find my voice.
Right.
And then I realized, okay, if I could give a man back some talk, who telling me thing, and people laugh, I say, all right, this is onto something. So the first job I really remember myself saying I ever wanted to do was a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
Yeah, too frightened. I don't know if I could do all this. But I would love to do it one day,
Yeah.
But,
Really? So when, like a date?
Well,
When is Corie Sheppard going to
listen,
do
I
some
see
stand-up comedy?
Kivo in Queen's Hall a couple of weeks ago. And that's when I say, all right, let me give it a few more years again.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good, guys. I'm really good, guys.
Man, so cool. I don't know if I could be that calm.
I will always say at one point in time, I was just like Corie fixing the board by myself.
Yeah.
So, as I said, it's really about, from what I hear here, it's really about just getting it done until you hardly get it wrong.
And there's something that, Corie said earlier, like you would think is the worst episode and somebody will say is the best.
True.
Yeah.
I found that to be real empowering. And I'll tell you, like, even to my own team right now, I kind of reference you all the time. I'm like, I remember you always praise us about our work and tell me all these good things. But then I hear you tell that to other people who I think is trash. And that is freeing because your opinion is your opinion. And even though I love you and I really value your opinion is just another opinion.
Yeah.
I have to be comfortable with my own work because people think different things to different things. And you can't, if you're going to ignore the bad, this is something Gary Vee said. If you're going to ignore the bad, sometimes you have to ignore the good too.
Yeah, listen, it take me some time to get to that space because I live in a world for 4 of the 5 or 6 years I'm doing this, where I'm in a bedroom. I literally talk in there, and most of the feedback I get is from my wife, my family.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not accustomed to strangers telling me.
Right.
No, strangers is telling all kind of things, mean things sometimes.
they don't
and
care.
things
They don't
that
care.
way flattery and complimentary
Yeah.
that they don't understand.
Yeah.
And a testament to what you're saying is I started to realize now I had to sift for me what's useful, what I agree with.
Yeah.
Is either it's useful for me and I will change it, and I also have plenty grace with myself. So if you tell me something that I record a month before we publish sometimes, what you want me to do about that? Keep it on. I fix that question now. But I could take that into consideration, and it might see somebody who make that complaint. It might take 6 episodes to fix because we don't record that 6 already.
Correct.
And I can't change overnight. So it will take time. It's still a person, you know.
I think this man might be the healthiest person in this industry.
Yeah.
That's another thing, you know. I'm glad you say that, right? Because I don't know what gave people this impression that is this perfecto.
Right.
It's maybe because I stay so quiet for the whole time. I don't
Gotcha.
ask a whole bunch of questions, but somebody, Junior Lee actually was the first person for me to break that obscene language barrier.
Yeah.
Everybody used to come and say, "Oh, sorry, and then they say, but we know you don't cuss." But this is Kivo is the reason I don't cuss on this show. Kivo is the reason. I remember you doing a video saying that you wanted to do this thing and your mom told you, this is what you're going to do, this is how you're going to represent yourself.
Yeah.
And I take that to heart because I know one time my mother, go listen.
Yeah.
And I don't like the feeling.
Yeah.
My mother, my father, my aunts, and I don't like the feeling. But it's not that I don't cuss or I don't live. I live in.
Yeah, that's why my mother don't drive in my car, you know. Because that's why.
Yeah.
That's what the cuss
I don't let her drive. Yeah.
My mother did.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's a
Keep going.
clean thing. I know. I don't know. That is not true. It's not true about any of the guests. So why would it be true about me? It's the same thing.
It's always perception. It's always perception, and people believe what you put out there is your whole person.
Yeah, I
right? So
suppose.
they see the personality and not the person. And I saw that in the interviews when people would say sorry for cussing at me. Because
Yeah.
like
I never tell
all
them.
if you Corie, don't get vexed or what? All right, so this segment is called social studies. Social, kind of a mix of primary school, secondary school information about Trinidad and Tobago and social media at the same time. Okay. So we're gonna get a few questions from our producer Gabby. Pick up Gabby all the time.
Yeah, right.
And all you have to do is answer the question, write it down inside there.
And this should be easy for Corie
right.
because he interviewed the whole of Trinidad and Tobago.
So he know the
he know
everybody.
all social studies.
Gabby couldn't
correct.
give me a heads up on this.
Yeah.
I asked you. You say, no, I couldn't. Listen, I can do anything.
I'm an open book.
That's true.
I'm an open book. You understand?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Let me see if you open up. Let me.
Right? So you went Fatima?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Oh, look at me. I went fast, but I could get guests on my podcast. Yeah. I went Cohen and Milton. Who do you think I could get? You don't even know what I'm talking about right now.
Cohen
My
Hamilton.
got a cow on it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Excuse? Sorry?
Cohen Hamilton.
It did.
Yeah, boy.
It is. All right, good.
All right. So the first to 5 right answers is the winner.
And what we
right?
getting?
Well, you get the I guess you get to know that you're brighter than everybody else on the podcast.
Honestly, good.
Get to
That's a
know.
good. That's
Yeah.
a good price for me. Yeah. Whoa!
Get to
Corie. Yeah. I'm gonna try to. I think I gotta lose a little bit. Calm down a little bit. All right. Damn.
Pressure.
I for sure gonna lose. How dare you? All right, no problem. Done.
Let's go, Gabby.
All right, let's start easy. Who wrote the national anthem?
Start with the longest name ever.
Can I just?
Oi. Wow.
I didn't write the last name
Um,
because I can't. No. Scratch off. Put Pat. Because I don't know how to spell.
Failure, right?
Castani. I know it.
No.
Disqualification.
Okay.
Nah, that should be failure. Pat.
No, I was gonna put a word with M, and I was wrong.
That's gonna be
I was gonna put Marjorie Panama first, but
That could be Pat
Fine.
Bishop. That could be Pat Manning. 0
fine.
points.
Fine.
0 points.
Okay, fine. All right. Okay.
Go again.
Oh wait.
What was the name of Dr. Eric Williams' most popular book?
Oh my God. I can't remember.
What's the name of him?
I can't remember.
What word is that?
Black Jacobins.
Dr. Williams' bio.
Capitalism and slavery. Let's go. Ollie, you are an idiot. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. I'll get too competitive. I'll get too
There's a
competitive.
lot of pressure. What the hell is Black Jacobins?
Yeah, it is a book. It is a book.
Oh, man.
Same themes.
Here is not ask some easy. We said primary school. What's going on here?
Not primary.
What the hell going on? This is not a primary school.
Yeah.
Capitalism and slavery.
Nah.
Yeah, you
that's-
come and interest me in the SU.
Yeah.
Who was the first female president of Trinidad and Tobago?
What is this lady name again?
Paula May Weeks.
Paula May Weeks.
Pat Bishop.
Bishop.
Nah, I can't remember.
Paula.
Pat.
Only put Pat Bishop in my head and that was the end of it. Every answer is Pat Bishop now.
Hey, we need more paper, but all right. We need more paper.
Let's flip it wrong instead of crumpling.
All right, I apologize. You see, this is why you start learn from your elders.
Give me a point.
What he getting a point for?
Please suggestion.
My point for suggestion.
Come here, go get one of these answers. This is an uphill struggle.
What type of government does Trinidad and Tobago have?
This is hard questions.
Where's that? Westminster.
Westminster. Kivo Dam. He said good government.
I put it democracy.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Is that a full answer? Yeah, a democratic government? Westminster?
We learned things.
I think Machel price going down.
Wait, what was this score?
I feel like a 5.
I am 2.
You feel wrong.
Good thing this was about maths now. 2, 2,
Go
and
back to the
2.
archives. This is why I don't crumple up
No,
my
you
paper.
three.
3. I got 3.
No.
Yes.
Kyle got. Kyle got.
Capitalism and slavery. Westminster. Paula May Weeks.
You didn't get a Paula May Weeks?
Bro, I have the paper right now.
Yeah, I didn't get
And I
problem.
need, first of all, I need to back off. Right?
You didn't Paula May
Back
Weeks.
off.
It's Paul. Everybody.
No. I have my. Kivo, will you feel it is
It's
Kivo?
not the first.
It's not the first, it's who get 5 points
Correct.
first.
Okay, right. Count on 3 then. All right.
Tons.
Let me hear that score again.
And
Kyle
2.
3.
The phoenix rises from the ashes.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I feel so
We
nervous.
just go to 900.
I'm
A lot
so
of pressure.
nervous.
Let's list the colors of the flag and the meaning for each color.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you know the
Oh, you don't have the right.
Oh yeah, we don't ride fast.
This one. Just get it right.
Yeah, for each color represents.
Hey, don't
Oh,
say
sorry.
that.
I want Fatima, you know, I don't because I'm waiting for people.
Okay, Mr. 2 points. Say your answer.
Red fire,
Right.
white water, black earth.
Yeah, I have that as well. What do you have?
I have fire, water, and I guess the black is the people.
That's also correct.
Yeah, that was it. There's 2 ways, so that is correct.
Right.
But I guess we could all agree that our flag is really well designed. At least, like it's a great flag.
Big up? Yeah.
Big up who? Pat Castani.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
I'll go hush.
Alright, this one's a little tricky.
Tell me.
Oh, this one is a little tricky.
Let's go.
All was tricky.
Yeah, Kyle done a 1 away from winning.
Hey,
Yeah,
relax,
go to the hardest question.
Yeah, let's go.
Relax.
We ice him out.
Yeah, I'm gonna struggle for this one. I will never struggle for anything in my life, except for when I was poor for like 25 years. Go ahead.
Name a role or responsibility of the president.
Anyway, there's right more than one answer.
Yeah, that's
Okay, but get. Eps, we get.
I go with one answer, yes. I believe in myself.
I do not.
All right, let me go.
She control the army.
I have that to commander of the army. Yeah.
Swearing in the Prime Minister.
Okay.
Very good.
Very good for
Control
him
of the
alone.
army?
Who gets it?
Oh, okay. Okay, so what's the points now?
This man has state of emergency.
Yeah,
I'm just making
I do think she has something about it she could like weigh in on it or something like that.
Yeah, sign
And-
off.
Yeah.
What was the last one, yeah?
Constitutional reform. But no, this was bullshit for sure. This was bullshit. I just can't keep on thinking. I just remember when I think the UNC was in the government last time, they were trying to push constitutional reform, but there was like a hold up in parliament. And I think, again.
Kyle, you won. Okay,
Last one
fine.
was- Okay, all right. So
Jesus.
what's the prize? Okay.
Oi. Quantity breeds quality.
In terms of your achievements, right? Do you say that you could pinpoint things that you really proud of, other than the Corie Sheppard podcast, that you could really say, listen, this is one of my biggest achievements and I'm happy about?
Proud is tough for me, but I think one of the things I feel most proud about is that no matter how much my hand shaking and more, I will do the thing.
Right.
Yeah, I will try to do it.
Okay.
And just fatherhood and household and thing, you know what I mean? I'm proud of what we have home. We have a good family. I was telling you, we have a newborn.
Right.
Oh, congrats.
Last week, you know what I mean?
Whoa.
So,
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, first of all. One.
yeah, people messaged me at the hospital and I was like,
Yeah.
"Right, well, I said this boy, this boy bringing good luck. I said this boy bringing good luck.
Yeah. I'll slip in the next couple of bets. Easy one.
So I had to hide and say, yeah, of course.
Now, well, first of all, congratulations. All the best to you and your family, bro. Love, laughter, riches, everything God have for you.
Yeah, gonna need
It
the
is-
riches.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, I want you born.
My big son is 30, you know. Things get real expensive.
Yeah.
Between then and now. I went for Pampers the other day. I was like, this was you know, the old ones you could use back from back then.
Yeah. The podcast might change. If you need sponsorship, please.
If I get it, gonna change. If I get here now.
$5,000
Segment
packages.
is brought to you by Huggies.
Yeah, no.
Huggies.
We have packages. We have packages going forward. We're no longer funding this ourselves.
Yeah.
We're one diarrhea away from public.
All right, back to the brass tacks. When are we going to have Corie Sheppard do stand-up? How are we going to figure this out? Like, we put our heads together.
Yeah, I
Because
should
you
never
say
bring
it.
that up here.
No, you shouldn't, because this is the room
Let me
for that.
ask first, in terms of your stand-up comedians, who are your top five? Well, just give me some people that you think, yeah, these guys
Top
inspired.
5, we can pause raise now. You know who I feel is the best now? Bill Burr.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody better than Bill Burr. And because I have Dave Chappelle in my top 5, that's a hard thing to say.
Yeah.
But I was lucky enough a couple of years ago to see both of them live.
Right.
Wow.
And Bill Burr is... you see that thing I was telling you about the silence?
Yeah.
So is in Florida before elections. So Biden and Trump is a big thing. And he is in minutes of silence, which to him would, I guess, to you all will feel comfortable. But the tension in the audience is real because he bashed Biden about thing and guys sit in Ireland, and then he went to the next side. And it's Florida. So
Right.
it's very red.
Oh, God.
And we laughing now. I didn't realize we see only 4 black people in the part of the audience because we in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And we laughing, boy. But we was laughing the whole time. So it took me a while to realize we the only ones laughing. And then we see how people staring at us. So we stopped laughing immediately because it's black and immigrant and there's a lot of different things going on.
Right,
So
right.
That was very uncomfortable. And I watched how cool he was calling out, "Oh, you're locked up now." You know, everything. And it's like, that is... And Chappelle was drunk.
Yeah.
He barely finished the show. He had a rough time.
Chappelle is a rock star.
Yeah, but excellent too, eh?
Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, Donald Rawlings open and Chappelle was out there. So I would say Bill Burr, Chappelle for me. I find it's a real hard thing to do.
But I couldn't tell. I'm seeing where your taste is leaning. Bill Burr does an incredible job of creating a space when he's comfortable standing alone and comfortable punishing people for hypocrisy and what like comedians call clafter sometimes, like clap laughter. Oh yeah, that was funny because they said the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he not on that at all.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks to me like a level of mastery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're talking about contentious and very serious topics, which I like in comedy.
And well, that brings me back to I see it, a glimpse in it. Bill Burr picked up a space of, this is my conviction, I'm going to go through with it. And I know you're perhaps worried about you endorsing people and so on, but I think the audience can tell like your level of integrity and what you stand for. Like I feel like after 5 episodes, I know what Corie loves, what he endorses. So I don't think I have to worry about that too much. I think actually.
Really? Because the thing about it, and politicians is a group I avoid. You know?
Yeah.
But I think it's unfair to them, to be honest, because I have a lot of respect for the people who sit opposite me. Despite all the things that people might say about them, or their ups or their downs or their flaws, it's just a person just like me. And I could say the same about the politicians. I have an enormous amount of respect for anybody who would put themselves out there to go and do that. And every now and again, you park in a handicapped space, and all you gotta do is a human, is a person. And I go bring it up.
Yeah.
But I need to feel comfortable to what you're saying, to do it in my way.
Yeah.
I don't think serious topics need to be that serious and that tense. And they have people who do great at that, like Fizzy Mohammed and them. That's not me. I want to leave feeling good too, I want to still feel good with the person. When
Yeah, you don't want them to leave saying this man really made me see that, boy.
Yeah, I don't
want
like that,
kind
you
of
know.
vibe, yeah.
And that's now I can't sleep good and I can't edit the episode good. I want to still enjoy the thing, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you know, when I hear the name Sheppard, I think about somebody who's leading people along that kind of. So I see it as you being a vessel, as Kyle said, and I think a lot of people respect the fact that you allow people to be comfortable with themselves in an interview space. When people think about interview, they think that listen, you're going to dig into me as opposed to open me up.
Yeah.
Right? That's a big difference. So I listen to Bravo's, and people put on the comments, well, I'm not a fan of Bravo really, but I can respect him now.
I see that a lot now.
Because I saw the humanity behind Bravo as opposed to personality. So I think you bring out the humanity in people.
You know why you put it down to before? It's 2 hours. And I used to think after a while they get tired and they just give up and open up. But I'm starting to see now little things. Like I could tell now. So like I look for little things in interviews.
Yeah.
Like you see from the time you make back a joke at me, I know we good. Or if
Yeah.
you're saying something and you cut me off,
Right.
I know we good.
So that's how I knew you had Machel in the bag when he started to say, next time I come back. Next time I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And I don't feel as though that was one of them interviews where at first I'm not sure if it was going the way he wanted it to go. Yeah. I felt it.
And no, we saw it. Yeah. Because Machel is a perfectionist. He understands, he markets, he understands where he wants to put things. And then after a while, he realized that he could trust you.
And I only saw it in the edit. Most of the times I see those things when I edit it.
Yeah.
But I think he would have been real comfortable just coming there and talk about Uncle and the album and them. But I don't find that to be entertaining for me as a person who want to see an interview.
Well, I mean, your interview with him was a masterclass. Like that was, you said you didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
He said
everything.
You allowed him to say
say
everything.
much at all.
The entire zeitgeist was wanted to find out about, wanted to know. And even like yesterday, we had a pre-interview. I called Corie. I have an agenda. I'm coming to the call with the energy, and I'm like, "Hey, Corie," and he just said, "Yeah, mate, what's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is the energy."
Yeah.
Remember, I feel annoying what you think, right?
Yeah. I was like, wait, why is he putting me at ease so much? I'm supposed to be putting him at ease. And you do, as Keith was saying, it's not just directing people, but you do it like a shepherd with care, with easing along.
I never thought of that until I had a meeting with that guy, a kind of business person trying to do the business of podcasting now. And he said that, in the meeting. He said that shepherding thing, which I never really made the connection between the two, but I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Because I do feel as though I would be real. I should have do like Vlad. And just stay off camera. The whole publicity thing is a little strange. Especially with this notion that I am some beacon of something is not true.
So Corie, with your newfound fame,
why you do this?
Huh?
Why you do this?
Because
I like the energy. I like the energy.
like that.
Yeah, Corie.
No. Well, let me explain, right? Because I know you don't want to be famous, right? I know you just want to be the vessel that allows people to talk. So how do you manage that? Because I can tell you, I have difficulties as well. How do you manage people coming up to you and then expecting, as you rightly said, expecting you to be this well put together guy who might not get angry or frustrated by somebody coming up to them? How do you manage that now?
That is tricky for me. Like my wife is like cream of foot. You know what I mean?
You see?
Wives always wanted the most parents. Shout out to wives.
As a slipper man at best. And like, when I come out with Gabby, I have to run back and put on my shoes quick. Pretty simple. But that is tricky. So I do appreciate when people give me feedback. I prefer feedback in the comments because it's in the ink and I could go back and see it. But so when you're outside and people see it in real life.
In the grocery. Here it's not.
Weird. And I lectured for a long time, right? So I got used to the fact that more people will know me than I know. You can't remember everybody in class.
Exactly.
Sometimes in classes there are 100 people. And then the classes shift to online where everybody's screen off and it's just me talking. So I still assume it's from class.
Right.
So people come and tell me something. I say, you pass the class. I was like, no, I was watching podcasts. I was like, really? So that's still new for me. I got so used to talking where it doesn't matter to me if nobody listen. I put out the same energy. I know is our body at work.
Yeah.
So if I have an episode that nobody like, it will come back next week, we go fix that. You know what I mean? But that is very, very tricky for me to navigate. So how I navigate it is basically learning from guys like you, like Kyle. I like what you said, you know, like introduce myself, like control the conversation, because I don't always be able to control it. And it's not that I don't like it, because I remember going Pan, and I was on the drag, and a man said, boy, we love your show and this and that, which feels good. And he said, you want to meet my wife? And I was like, well, I can't say no.
Yeah.
But my wife was real far, Kivo.
Yeah.
I walk real far in the opposite direction to me, this man wife, you know. And I now do a piece of Achilles surgery.
Yeah.
I walk real far, boy. I was glad to meet your wife and thing, you know? And then they want me my drink, which I mean, I pretend to drink coffee on the show, but it's not. So I'm feeling the nerves, you know. so now I'm drifting, going back, you know. But I appreciate the feedback. I really do like the feedback. As I say, I watch everything everybody else does. I feel we have something great here, all of us.
Absolutely.
I think it's competitive.
Yeah.
When I watch all this, I say, hey, them get Samsung. but I love it. Yeah, I like watching the shows. I like everybody who does this and who talking to people. And we have a voice. We have something that we could say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think that this is what we really appreciate. I think not just we, like Trinidad and Tobago really appreciates. You genuinely not only provide a platform, but you provide a platform that implies that everything here is important. And it's
100%.
premium, and it's good, and it's not good for local, and it's not, it's good.
No, that's real important to me, Kyle. Honestly, you see that is why when I started to do the interviews, I had to figure out how me and Conrad go work out something because I wanted to last long after we gone. So I want the youths now, who, like my son now born, he must know. They will not know Machel the way we know him.
Absolutely.
So when I sit there with David Rudder, my son is asking me, he's 13. I say, I had David Rudder today. I frightened like hell. Get up the morning and he said, who you have today? I said, David Rudder. He said, he relevant? I said, yeah.
Wow.
I show him some things on YouTube and thing. And same thing with Trick and all. He said, them relevant? I say, relevant. Let me show you.
Wow.
But they're young. How they gonna know? Yeah. But the truth is, all of us will go through that. All of us will be there. And all of us will go.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have, I have people like Alvin Daniel. I could look back at an interview and say, hey, this was what Ronnie McIntosh was when he was da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. So I try into archiving and documenting is an important part. So the audio quality, I know I'm not good at that. I know I'm not good at the video quality, and I will do that. But if I invite you on the show, by the time you reach there, I looking for things I admire about you, know. Right. Even if I don't know you, I look at it. Go have parts I don't like or parts I'm uncomfortable with, and we go talk about that. But I want to spend most of the time talking about your success story and what makes you you.
Here, you speak is, I think, a masterclass in, at least for me, like empathy. I was telling Kivo before, you know, there's a difference between liking to talk to hear your own voice and liking talking.
I know what you mean.
And I could tell that you love conversation and you get energy from it. But the conversation is a medium. Beyond that, you're saying right now, I am looking for the best in a person.
Yeah, Kyle, there's a groupie, you know. There's a groupie.
Yeah.
All my life.
Yeah.
When I'm around somebody who's famous or successful, I just breathe deeper. When they breathe out, I breathe in.
Yeah.
I want that. I want to know what make you, the things I'm afraid of. How you doing? I watch Kivo. I come by myself, you know. And this man on the stage, this man is comfortable. The place quiet. And I know what I would be feeling when I am you there. Yeah. And you say, you know where you're going with the joke. And I was like, how you just do that, boy? And so when I am around you, I want to absorb everything I could get from the people who are around. That is not an on-camera thing, really, you know. Yeah. And I understand that we all flawed. But so Bravo is a good example. Bravo accomplished so much in life. How you going to reduce Bravo to walking off of the West Indies tour or being a UNC supporter if you're so inclined? You know? But we do that a lot as people. Me too, all of us. Yeah, so when I sit down and I look at what your life is and what I want you to talk about, I don't want to be unfair to the person who watching or listening. I will ask those questions. But me and dwelling on that, you know. Yeah, I want to dwell on all the things. And what I admire about the people like yourselves as well is that there's one episode I have coming out, right? It's with Anya, Ayoung-Chee.
Wow.
And the way she talks about the things that she went through, as if it's helped her to accomplish the things she accomplished. That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
Because now that's in ink. I hope I don't lose the episode like I've done before, but it's in ink and it's there. Yeah. And when she become all the way get old and gray and think somebody who want to do what she was doing,
100.
Or somebody who went through what she went through go, no, hey, tomorrow go come.
Bro,
Yeah.
I think about that all the time, specifically Ayoung-Chee. I remember a few years ago, I had backstage passes to Machel thing, and she was behind it. And I watching this woman be a boss a few years after, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How is she? What is she channeling right now? And then right after, Ayoung-Chee, this thing, the bam, 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 institutions,
100%.
building institutions after.
Yeah, she talk about it openly.
Wow.
Openly. I frightened now. I trying to say how to raise this.
Yeah.
She talk about it openly, and Junelise, I
Yeah.
take a lot. I tell classes this all the time. When I lecture, and I feel like I get more from the class than the class itself. And I feel that way about the interviews as well, because I take something from everyone. I'll never forget when Junelise say, the grass will grow back. That's a real important message.
Yeah.
He talk about fame in a way that, all my preconceived notions there, because I'm frightened to talk to Junelise. No, Junelise is the first real youth.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking to people who I was this, so no, I was like, oh God, but when this man go find it so corny and so. But boy, he opened up in a way that I could not expect it at all. I hear him talk about some of them things by but that message so important to me that the world will go on, no matter what darkness you feel you're going through.
Yeah.
Boy, that sun gonna rise tomorrow, and you could do what you want with that. Younger people in particular, they hear some of that. Because you're not alone. Boys get lonely, it's get that. I hear your last episode when I was talking about depression and things. That's real.
Yeah.
That's very, very real. But they have people who don't survive that, Kivo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you could hear what Anya would say about that, and you go through something like that, maybe it's inspiration to take.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I remember looking at a documentary, and the guy, it was a sports documentary. He said, you know who missed the most penalties in history was Cristiano Ronaldo. And the person who scored the most was Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, but you hear Federer say it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Federer say
it
even
losses
50-something% of the points he play.
Correct.
You would think that a great champion like that, I would think 80.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we've all just quoted sports people. Like, that's our next cool thing to athletes understand that. They understand that. And I tell my team now, like, my company, I don't want us to be a family. I want us to be an elite sports team. You know what I mean? And like that mentality now as a run, and I'm not trying to make running my whole personality, but I've been running for like 2 months, and that has transformed my life.
Yeah.
Everything that you're talking about, you just had to get it done, and you look back of the body of work of runs. I was telling, I think Michael was telling, I was like, last 2 weeks, I had a long run, and I failed. I didn't complete. But you know what was my failure? Running 9K.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Important thing,
I ran 9K. Yeah, I didn't make the 20, but I ran 9K. Who ran 9K? Raise up your hand here.
Well, not me.
In like, exactly.
In aggregate, me run 9K
Yeah.
in my life.
And I was thinking, whoa, just the other day I run 21K.
So then it's
What?
not mindset. Then this failure and success thing is the way you see it. You label it as whatever you want to label it
Yes.
as. A man trying to get to what you saying you fail at.
That's
So,
right.
I always tell people failure is an event. It's not a personality, and people put on failure and carry it with them. You have to release failure. I think one thing that athletes do very well is that they have short-term memory.
Oh,
Right?
100%.
I forgot that shot I missed,
100%.
and I can move forward. So if you carry those feelings with you, it's not going to augur well for your performance later on.
Yeah.
It's something you have to put down.
yeah, I hear Bravo say it. I say Bravo use ball that last over. I ask that as a fan. You know?
Yeah,
I say
yeah.
Bravo. As I see Bravo get the ball, I say, oh Lord.
I learned of Bravo on social media, before Bravo was my friend, right? I learned Bravo on social media. I said, Bravo, stop bowling the last over.
Serious?
I was fed up until he took that last ball against India and Yuvraj Singh. I was like, I like Bravo, You know?
And he understand. He
Understand
say, boy, I watch up my numbers all the time. He say
Yeah.
when he bowl the last over, he's win 70% of the time. He say, I know the fans go remember the 30%
Look at the
of the
stats.
last over.
Yes,
But then
yes.
he walk. He
Yeah.
say, I do it so much times in the nets.
Yeah. This whole thing is so fickle. And as you said earlier on, like you have to take what is useful.
I find so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I look into extract what is useful too.
Yeah.
Beyond all the questions and things, some of it very selfish.
Yeah.
Because I don't do this again tomorrow. Sometimes I talking to somebody like when you hear people who achieve a lot, the way they say things.
Yeah.
Like I remember Lady Lava is one of them examples. She talk about, she said she was a thief price my trolley.
Yeah.
It's an important
I saw
statement
that.
to me, you know.
Yeah.
It's an important statement to me. In other words, she's selling Shogunas every day. I don't know that if I fall on hard times, I'm going to sell water in Shogunas.
Yeah.
I don't know that I will feel shame.
Yeah.
But for her to say that and to see, then maybe there's somebody who could see that and realize that that career that you want or that thing you want to do on stage or in sports or whatever, maybe, you know, you could do other things to get it.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying too, you had to work. Genuinely, I believe Lady Lava is like, hey, get work. You know, this idea that you go born into entrepreneurship and all them.
American dream living in Trinidad.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the-
Statistically, the most successful businesses are started while you have a job that you like.
Yeah.
And that's how I started mine.
And it's difficult.
Yeah.
Like I see somebody say the other day, like do something you love and you'll never work the next day in your life. Me know how true that is. I never enjoy work.
Nah.
You love what you're doing, but boy, it's hard.
That's right. There's
You
no
ever had a
such
client
thing.
pay late? Don't answer that.
If I ever had a bill it right now.
It's hard. It's tough. And in that dark times, it's rough. Entrepreneurship is not easy.
Yeah.
Or being a forward-facing, well, entrepreneurship was no other. I mean, we've been in business for the last 20 years, but nobody don't know what we do.
Yeah.
But now I in plain sight.
You're succeeding publicly, which means you could fail publicly.
I will fail
Yeah.
publicly.
Yeah.
It will fail publicly. There's no doubt about it. And later, you fail too.
I hope all are hearing how, like, laissez-faire he's been about failure. I will. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh no, yeah, for sure. Like I think that like snapback mentality that short-term memory is talking about is so important. And I am looking at you and kind of looking beyond you too as you're talking. I'm like, everything you're saying is the reason you are who you are. And I understand that there are flaws and so on, but I think what we're taking away from this is your conviction for showing up no matter what. I call it a no matter whatness.
Yeah, I like that about myself. I go in and go, and I'm giving it my all when I go back, you know, because I tell you, and maybe this is a good example for me. Now that you're saying this, I'm thinking about this in real time, where like I leave Hoppy interview feeling bad. Yeah, I was feeling bad. I tell David, where's do the booking for me, and we kind of schedule everything, and I was like, David, we're doing too many. I was clearly underprepared. I couldn't control the conversation. It went all over the place. We thought we was short on time. And then when I edited, we on an hour and a half, which means I had half hour.
Right.
It was just all over the place. And then that ended up being a real turning point for us, a huge turning point in terms of what people saw the thing as. And people say the thing's so great. And I was like, I had to watch it back to see what people seeing. And it teach my lesson to her, because then, you remember I was thinking success stories. So I had to talk about Scotch and this and that and that. And I have this construct about how this will go. I used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
When I had David Rudder, I say, all right, I used to plan out what I ask and what they will answer. So I used to say, all right, I go ask him this and he go talk about that, and then in a minute 35, he go talk about Bahia Girl. But that man bring up Bahia Girl in the first 5 minutes. Me know what to do now. I said, so which one's for Rob Belmont? Struggle bus. I even planned for, a journalist told me one time, like plan for not just the content. I study the person, look at how they talk, look at how they cadence, because I was struggling with that with Hoppy.
Right.
I don't know if I didn't get through Hoppy, if I would have get through Bravo. They have a similar way of, they will say something and then pause or go, They don't finish the sentences all the way. They're saying profound stuff.
Yeah.
But it feels the silence, you know. I started getting uncomfortable and I
want to
move on
plug
too
that,
fast.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Correct.
say something. So to me, more than anything else, it is what it is. It finished. And tomorrow, it's as somebody else. I like the fact that the calendar real booked up, so I don't have no time to stop. Because I just carry it, I just hold on to it. And then kind of like Lady Lava was an episode, we had no audio. Like her, if you go back to her audio now, it's not good.
Right.
Not good. And then the numbers take off, so I can't delete it.
Correct. Bro, there are several comments on our YouTube that says, I like this conversation, fellas. The audio bad, but like this sometimes they even say it. Yeah. And
Value.
bro,
The value.
like how could we not put out, I think for the certified Samson episode, we were out of focus.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
How could we not put out certified
No way.
Samson saying tired?
No.
When I finish recording, it comes out.
It's coming out.
It's coming out. Even if it's me alone. When I done record, brother, I blurry, tell the lens cap off.
Okay,
Once you have
boy.
one component, video, audio, anyone.
yeah.
Sometimes
Once you
I
have
video
one-
is no audio, I put it out.
Right? So people doing videos on their car. It don't matter if your screen blurry, you know, dog. It have to be substance.
Yeah.
Right?
It's high quality because it's high quality. That's what
basically.
Yeah.
It's had to be done. It's had to be done.
It's had to be done,
I
had to be
leave
done.
home, I tell my son all the time. When I leave home to do an interview going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let the chips fall with me.
All right. So, first of all, I just want to thank Mr. Corie Sheppard for being part of our revamp of our of our new journey. All right, as Monday morning. Definitely was insightful and definitely learned a lot in terms of you giving us a little insight into your journey. And from what I gather, you don't have to have everything in place to start. You just have to start, and things will take care of themselves as long as you persevere. Right, consistency is key.
Yeah,
right?
start and continue.
Yeah, and continue.
Yeah, he over
start
300 plus.
Yeah.
Of 10,000. If I could take a minute to remind you all of that for real, because when I say I've seen a lot of people, I see it in their eyes when they say there's a fan of the show and they're never really watching it.
Yeah.
But I'm a genuine fan of your show and of both of y'all, the interaction that y'all have, both with guests and without guests. I love the show and I like podcasts generally, and I feel like if we owe it to ourselves, like locally, to have more of it.
Yeah.
Because I like Joe Budden and them too and the Breakfast Club, but I like to hear people talk like how we just talk.
Correct.
I hear plenty of people. I was just listening to the last episode again before I come here. Plenty of people talk about depression and mental health, but when you all talk about it, and it's Kivo, who I know Kivo, I see Kivo in South all the time. It's different.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I mean, there's no world, as I said before, that I feel like it get invited. I see you all is invited now, so I don't think I'll get to be here.
You're the first guest of our new season, and you know we learn from Dario, CEO and stuff too. Like everything.
Yeah, but I don't get nobody shit.
Yeah. well.
Exposure.
So yeah, give him it. This you're the first person to get us. You want to give us those?
Very much.
Wow, this is our new
Oh, really?
mug.
I could open it.
Yeah, go through man.
See my pause raising again. Right?
Maybe it's like a medical thing.